Hello, wonderful you. Stories are like magic keys that unlock adventures and big ideas. They take us to faraway lands, introduce us to heroes, and help us learn how to be kind, brave, and a good friend. Stories help us understand our world and our place in it. They're not just fun. They guide us, like secret helpers in our pocket. When we remember a story, it can give us courage to do the right thing, even when it's hard. Stories plant seeds of goodness in our hearts that grow as we do. Think about your favorite story. What makes it special? The best stories stick with us, shape our dreams, and remind us that everyone has a wonderful story inside. Today, we'll explore some very special stories told to children all over the world. These stories are filled with adventure, excitement, and a great big love for everyone. They're like treasure chests, ready to be opened. Are you ready? Let's begin our journey into a world of wonder. There's a very special book called the Bible, a whole library in your hands. It's packed with amazing stories about kings, shepherds, heroes, and even giants. The Bible tells one big true story about God's incredible love for everyone, including you. God helped people write these stories so we'd know He's always with us, like a best friend. Each story is a piece of His love letter to us. The Bible isn't just an old book, it's full of life, color, and people just like us. We can learn from their adventures and see how God helped them, just as He helps us. Let's dive into 3 of the best stories. They're full of action and fun with secret messages about being brave, listening, and loving. These stories will help you see the hero God made you to be. So get comfy, and let's meet some incredible people. Our first story is about David, a young shepherd boy. While others were afraid of the giant Goliath, David remembered that God was with him. He didn't focus on how big the giant was, but on how big his God was. David trusted God, just like he did when protecting his sheep. He told the king he'd fight Goliath but didn't need heavy armor, just his sling and 5 smooth stones. David faced Goliath, who laughed at him, but David said, "I come to you in the name of the Lord." He swung his sling, and 1 small stone hit Goliath right on the forehead. Down went the giant. David showed everyone that it's not about how small you are, but how big your faith is. With God, anything is possible. Even the smallest person can do great things with courage and trust. David's story reminds us to be brave, even when things seem impossible. What giants can you face with faith? Let's see what happens in our next story. Next is Jonah, who tried to run from what God asked him to do. God wanted Jonah to go to Nineveh and tell the people to be kind, but Jonah ran away on a boat. A huge storm came, and Jonah knew it was because he was running from God. He told the sailors to throw him into the sea, and the storm stopped. God sent a giant fish to swallow Jonah, saving him from the water. Inside the fish for 3 days, Jonah prayed and promised to listen to God. God had the fish spit Jonah out onto dry land. This time, Jonah obeyed and went to Nineveh. Jonah learned you can't run from God's love or His plans. God always gives second chances. Even when we make mistakes, God forgives and helps us start again. Jonah's story teaches us to listen and trust God the first time. Ready for one more story? Our last story is about Jesus, the best friend anyone could have. When Jesus heard his friend Lazarus was very sick, he didn't rush, but he had a plan. By the time Jesus arrived, Lazarus had died, and everyone was sad. Martha, Lazarus' sister, told Jesus, "If you had been here, my brother wouldn't have died." Jesus said, "I am the resurrection and the life," showing His power is bigger than sadness or even death. Jesus wept with His friends, showing how much He cares about our feelings. Then He told them to roll away the stone from Lazarus' tomb. Jesus prayed, then called, "Lazarus, come out!" And Lazarus walked out alive. Everyone was amazed and overjoyed. This story shows Jesus' deep love and that nothing is impossible for God. Jesus is the friend who never gives up on us. He brings hope and new life even in our darkest moments. And that's the greatest story of all.